much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Now, we know that Pressure started in, it was about 2018, yeah?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. Can you give our viewers a bit of background musically on where your roots lay? So have you done anything before Pressure came along?
Well, maybe you should start, Emil, and try to tell the story, because I think if we're talking about Pressure, it starts with you and Simon. So
yeah, so me and Simon have known each other for a long time. It's over 10 years. Is it 12 years? Something like
that. Oh, even more, I think. 2008. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
wow.
Time flies. Anyhow, so Simon is actually my old guitar teacher.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. So, but we got to know each other, and he invited me at some point to a barbecue. Simon back in the day had large barbecues that was feared and loved by neighbors.
Okay.
And
I still have them.
Yeah, but then still, it's really not the same anymore. We are too old. I don't know. Anyhow, so at one of those parties, Simon told me, a bit unsober, I would say, to Emil, you need to go out and play on stage. And I just laughed at him. Yeah, right, Simon, I need to practice more. I had been playing on stage previously because I played saxophone from the beginning. But
okay, yeah.
Anyhow, Simon, a week later, after this, he calls me again and says, Emil, the bass player in one of my bands is cannot attend to a venue we are having in 2 weeks. You can play bass. So I told Simon, I never held the bass. It's easy. It's two strings less than the guitar. It will be fun. It's only 60 songs. So
only 60 songs in 2 weeks.
It was like a 3-hour gig. And
wow.
So I more or less moved into Simon. I was luckily single at the time, otherwise this would have failed.
Yeah.
So so we started at that. And after this gig, I started playing the guitar in actually the same band, because Simon thought we can play more different kinds of music when we have 2 guitars.
Yeah, sure.
So, and we were playing for many years in the cover arena, so to speak, and was traveling all over Sweden at parties, venues, everywhere from the top north and bottom south of Sweden. And I think I passed it on to Simon after there.
Yeah, it was fun. I'm still not agreeing that my barbecues are wild enough. I have to show them to you later. Well, no, as Emil said, we toured like we did anything for many years. It was fun, but we got a bit tired of the cover party scene. It was the same songs. It was getting a bit of a routine thing. So I started to rewrite everything. I rearranged the songs. I rewrote the lyrics. I changed everything. I took all the phony weak as pop songs and made them into metal instead. And then at that time, I don't know if this scared all the other band members away, because suddenly I was singing in the band, and that wasn't actually that good. We named ourselves Crow Show at that time. I think that was aspiring to my voice. So we thought that, okay, we should be getting a real singer. So we started to audition for one, and we got a lot of replies. and tried out quite a few. But well, they weren't good enough.
Okay, fair
So
enough.
no, they weren't. We kicked
Yeah.
them out and said, okay, don't call us, we call you, and we never did. But then later, one strange guy with a southern accent walked into the door, and that was you, Olof.
Yeah, that was me. And I met these two funny and crazy people. And my music before I met these two guys, when I was really young, I played the trumpet. I did that until I was, I think, 13 or something like that, 13, 15 years old. And then I quit playing the trumpet because I didn't like the music I was playing. To get it evolve, I had to play music that I didn't like, so I stopped playing, and then I had some other interests as well. But then a little bit later, when I was about 25 years old, I thought it would be nice to be able to play the guitar, so I went away, bought a guitar and a chord book, and I started to try to play the guitar, and realized pretty fast that I will never be a really good guitar player. Maybe I will do some chords and people will listen to that, but they won't listen to me while I do some melodies. So I tried out singing for the first time in my life, for real. Before that, I maybe sung in the shower, but not that at all either.
The extreme, yeah.
So I started singing and thought, all right, this feels a little bit strange and uncomfortable, so let's do some singing lessons. So I started taking some singing lessons and played the guitar for myself. And after a few years, I thought it would be nice to join a band. And as the other guys, I started with joining some cover bands, and we did gigs for weddings, parties, and everything. And I quite enjoyed it. I didn't have the time to go to that many gigs, so I got tired of it. But then I got to be a father, and I took a pause with music for a few years. And then suddenly one day my wife says, all right, Olof, if you want to find a band, I think you can start looking now again, because now they're a little bit older. So I think 1 hour after that, I checked some websites and found an advertise from these two guys. And I went there to meet them, and I thought they were playing covers. And they put some pictures on themselves in the ad. And when I got there, it wasn't those people who opened the door. So I thought, what is this? I'm in the middle of the night, almost somewhere, and it's dark outside. And they let me in. I thought, is this a scam or something? But well, let's follow them.
Go with it, yeah.
Yeah. So we did an audition, and I recognized the songs, but it felt all right. So you translated the lyrics into Swedish, but it's not a translation. It's a totally new lyrics that doesn't have anything to do with the original song. And then they have rearranged the riff. And that's where we started working together. So I tried out a few of the songs, and I thought a really musical talent, and I had the time of my life, but I thought I was going to play covers. So I was a little bit confused. So when I came home, my wife asked me, how did it go? And I said, I have actually no idea. I have to wait a little while to let all of these feelings inside to see what just happened. What did happen? And I woke up in the morning, and she said, all right, have you thought anything about it? Did it sleep do you good? I said, yeah, I've concluded that it will be probably the most crazy thing in my life, or one of the best things in my life. So why don't take the jump and miss an opportunity? So let's go for it. So I called them and said, all right, guys, if you want me, I'm in. And of course they said, well, we don't know. We will contact you in a week. And so they did. They called back this time.
Fantastic.
And that's where we started to meet. But that day we didn't form Pressure. We formed Was it half a year later, maybe, or something like that?
Something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that. We started to write our own stuff, and we abandoned the idea with the covers. So we and then we thought, when we found all our songs and the message, that we write about different kind of pressures in and all around us. So it was quite easy to choose the name Pressure, I think.
Yeah, that was something I was going to ask a bit later, actually. But yeah, absolutely, and that's the kind of vibe that I get from you guys. So really, it's quite an interesting story how you came together. There's a bit of kind of working out and trickery. So when you actually formed Pressure, did you have a vision on where you wanted to take the band, and what impact you wanted to have on your audience, like the message that your music brings? Simon,
you take this one.
Okay. Thank you for that. No, yes, of course. We play what we call, we don't want to be put in any other genre, so we invented our own style of music, which we call story metal. And we have that idea from the start, that we are going to combine classic storytelling, true stories from our own lives, and things that are really close to us, only true things that we really can put ourselves into, with modern metal music that fits the song. So that's why Pressure songs doesn't have one unified sound, because one song can be inspired by, like, okay, this needs a really powerful power metal sound. Okay, next one can be more inspired by a thrash metal sound. Next one can be, you get it. The thing is that we had an idea to spread a word, to help people around the world to know that they are not alone fighting their inner demons. And we'll do that with true stories that originate from the lyrics. So we always start with the lyric. So that differs from quite a lot of other bands, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I was going to say that, I mean, you are known for being kind of, your rock thrashy melodic vibe that you create. This goes hand in hand with your lyrical concept, which, as we've just discussed, facing everyday hardships and overcoming pressures, which I guess is where the band name comes from.
Yeah,
that's correct.
Yeah. So we see this concept. I've been listening to quite a few of your songs, and we see this concept particularly in like Beaten But Not Dead, Untouchable, and your newest single that's coming out on the 3rd of December, Pressure. And this is quite reassuring and comforting to your listeners, I think, and promotes not just positivity but also a deep understanding of human connection and mental health.
Yes. Yeah, there's a lot of things. The old material are from our first album that was named Path of a Shadow. We always try to do things with a concept, as you might have guessed. The Path of a Shadow is a life story, but not told from your own perspective. It's told from your shadow's perspective. So imagine that your shadow that you have behind you, one day he came to life and sat you down and said, okay, well, let me tell you about what I have seen about your life. He will tell you only truth. He will tell only what I've seen. You have never been able to hide from your shadow. So even when you are crying, hiding behind your bed, or singing in the shower as Olaf always do, or trying to get your boat to float like Emil always do, the shadow is always around. And perhaps you don't want him to tell all this truth, but he does. So yeah, we try to have the concept thing always doing a big part of it.
Yeah.
So it's there's a lot of thoughts behind each and every song.
Absolutely. I think some of it is quite uplifting as well, because even though you address as you say, these pressures around everyday life, and and as I say, like human I suppose interaction in your lyrics, and that's the beauty of music, I think. So when you create your music, what is your songwriting process?
Yeah, I can start. It's mostly me that writes the music.
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a story collector. I do long walks. I talk to a lot of people. I love to interact, to network, to learn about things. And I always say that, how can you write about life if you don't dare to live life?
Absolutely,
So
yes.
Yeah, so that, if it's well, between you and me, it had gotten me into more than one kind of trouble. But okay, yeah, you learn from everything. But the good thing here is that when I get an idea, it can be a quote, it can be a lyric, or something like that. I usually get into more or less of a trance state. I have to get things out, and people know that, okay, it's no idea to speak with Simon now. So I go into the studio and I do a draft recording. I record everything. I do drums, bass, guitars, vocals, everything, and I do that usually in a couple of hours. It kind of hurts in my head. I need to get it out.
Yeah.
And when I've done that, I usually been totally exhausted. I mean, physically total exhausted. I kind of fall asleep for a couple of hours or something like that, because it's so soul emptying. Yeah. And after that, I usually send the guys the draft and say, okay, something happened. And then Olof takes over. And what do you do?
Yeah, it depends on what draft you sent me, but normally normally I send him back the song in maybe 3 to 7 different new keys.
Okay, yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah, I know, and you love me in the end, but you hate me right there.
Yep.
And we discuss, all right, what key fits the voice of my voice the best, to get the message there. And also in the same time, while we're looking at the key, I'm interviewing Simon a little bit more about the lyrics. What is actually your message? What is the feeling of the song?
Yeah.
Should I be angry? Should I be happy? What are the feelings? And I try to get my emotions into the song. It's not just singing nice tunes. I think I focus more to deliver a feeling than a clear tone.
Yeah.
And we start working with it. And sometimes I change a little bit in the lyrics. Sometimes I change a lot in the lyrics. And we discuss if, all right, is it okay to do this? Is it okay to do that? So it's a discussion.
We send it back and forth.
Yeah. And then I maybe change the melody. The latest song I haven't changed that much in the melodies, but some of the songs I've changed a lot. And then we have to change the key again, because if we do another melody, all right, now the verse is too powerful for the chorus, so we have to change it again. And so Simon has to do the bass again, the guitars again.
The fun thing, yeah, I for each key I have to redo the draft. So I might be recording the song 3 or 4 times before we even start rehearsing it.
trial and error, isn't it? So yeah.
Yeah, but it's always to get the right mood. Actually, it's
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of bands, and especially I have to speak from my own professional guitarist, are very married to the keys of a song, a specific riff with open strings and that kind of things. And
Yeah.
when the singer came and say, "Oh, we have to change the key," they go crazy. No, we cannot play that. And I would just say those guitars are lazy. You can play in any key if you can play your guitar right. All right.
Yes.
Okay, that was a bit. Yeah. Okay. So and after we done this, we and then we Emil is always. When we think we got everything right, he say, "Oh no, start over." So, and
I can be
when we
picky
have-
sometimes.
Yeah. And the worst thing is that you're almost right every time. So that's a very bad thing, I think. And when we have recorded it and we do then we send it for another review to our producers. And we get a really good revisions on it. Okay, this is good, but this you need to change this. Can you do this? Can you add or subtract this? Can you do this? So we get a lot of revisions done before deciding on the final product of a song, which we are going to do live or which we are going to do on an album or something like that. So it's a song might live for 3 to 6 months before it hits the rehearsal even.
Yeah.
Because we need to find every element for it right.
Absolutely.
So the fun thing here is, like, am I correct now, guys? But I think we have around 20 or 25 unstarted songs
I think it's
that
21.
are in the process but not have hit the rehearsal stand yet.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it's what I find with you guys is there's not any fillers. So I think it's a case of you have to get it right and you have to get it how you need it to be before it goes out, and that's very apparent in your music. Like I said, I don't feel like there are any like time fillers in your music, so it's good. What is the direction for Pressure at the moment? Do you have live shows you're looking at for 2022?
Yeah, we're booking right now. Sweden has quite recently opened up for shows again.
Good.
So yeah, it's very, very good. So we are actually starting to book for spring 2022. We are in the process of recording our second album as well. So we will be touring that album.
Fantastic.
So that's the direction for Pressure right now. So there's a lot of new material in the works as we are. We are recording, tracking, and doing the final touches on the new album as well. So both booking and releasing. That's our direction.
Oh, is there I'm getting quite excited about that. Is there any sort of time frame that you'll be releasing the album at all, or you're not?
Yes.
You're not telling us just yet.
We can do that. It's in the start of June.
Okay,
fantastic. We will be releasing 2 to 3 singles from the album, not counting the one that will be released now on December 3rd.
Yeah, Pressure. Amazing. That's brilliant. So I think supporting music scene is at its most important still right now. How can people help to support you?
Well, Of course, the cheapest way for their it's to give us a like and check us out and then listen to our music on the different platforms. And if they want to help us even more, they can start buying some merch and have a really nice T-shirt and show their support and spread the word. Pressure. I think you have something to add, guys.
Yeah, the thing is that I would like as well. It's like read our lyrics. We put out a lot of things into our lyrics. Read the lyrics and see what you can. And if you don't like one of the songs, listen to one more, because they are quite different. So it might be that you hate one, you would love the next one.
There are different meanings in your songs, though, isn't there? There's always, you know, I think music is open to interpretation, but I do feel like there are different meanings, you know, in your songs, which is quite interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
We try to. Sorry, Simon, you can.
Yeah, no. I think we were going to say the same thing. We always try to have at least two sides of the story, and we put a lot of effort into that. And we like to challenge different kind of themes as well. Yeah. One of the themes that I usually likes to talk about, because many people react to it, is the song "No One Can Hear You." No One Can Hear You is a song really much about raw and uncontrolled passion. Absolutely. You know, passion it's not good or bad. It's an urge. When passion grabs hold of you, you have to go with it. Yeah. And if you just read the lyrics to "No One Can Hear You," it would sound like some kind of abuse. I mean, you can scream, cry, or shout. Now, no one can hear you tonight. Stop playing games. I will have you now. Okay. Are you singing about abuse? Are you going to take this girl to a silent place and do bad things to her? No. The story about this is like, I know the two people there the stories are about, they found each other on the internet. And they sent very many dirty pictures and messages to each other. They didn't meet for a long time, but the messages got wilder, and and this was their kind of language. They I will have you tonight. You cannot resist, but you know, that kind of language. And don't ask me why the one that I knew in this relationship showed me everything, but I have seen more than I should. And the thing here is that when they finally met up, one of the final messages that was sent was, "Well, you can scream, cry, or shout now, baby, because no one can hear you tonight." And the thing is that was true and good passion. That was how they spoke. That was how they expressed themselves. They are still together by this day. And they are still speaking in this way, even now when they live together. So the thing is that never. So the second meaning about this is never to judge a book by its cover, because when you read this, you think, oh, but well, this is a very bad lyric. Okay, but let me tell you about it.
Yeah. It's, like I say, different meanings. This is a good example. Well, as we say, with your new single "Pressure" will be out on the 3rd of December, so we'll ensure that links are posted and circulated here in the UK throughout groups and everything. In your experience, and this is to all of you, in your experience of musicianship, what is the best advice you can give people?
Well, if I should start, I think the best advice is don't only do it to break through. Do it because you're passionate about it and love what you are doing. And if you break through, of course, you can have that dream. That will be a good thing, but don't forget the journey and love the music on the way. And if you're lucky, you will break through all of the noise. But I think do everything with passion. That will give you a good life, even though you break through or not. And pass it on to Emil.
Yeah, I follow up on Olof's thing here. I mean that's the same for any job, really. I would say if you don't like it, get another job.
Yeah.
And you can't plan for being successful. Really, you can practice, but you never know. So it will just disappoint you, I think, and you will hurt in the end if you don't approve to what you do. So practice and be true to yourself, more or less. Simon.
Yeah, I would say this is kind of emotional for me. I've been playing guitar since I was 6 years old, and now I'm like 3,000 years, as Emil said. Yeah. And the thing is that my music has brought me through everything in life. My guitar is my best friend, my lover, my everything.
Yeah.
And the thing is that I want to leave some kind of legacy, of course, but I don't have to break through to do it.
Yeah.
It's enough for me to know that I have done something that has given something to someone else, that my song, that my music, that my lyrics have affected someone, that has changed someone, that has done someone, because it's much more than just a job for me. It's my life's work. It's my soul. It's my need.
It's part of you. Yeah.
Yeah, the day that I cannot pick up and play my guitar, that day I will go jump out of the cliff.
Yeah.
This is how I express, this is how I do it, this is how I will go down fighting, and I need music. And the thing is that I want to convey to others is that Olof and Emil are absolutely right. Do it with passion, do it with things, but also stick with it, because you will get in this kind of business, you will get, oh, why don't you get a real job? Or when are you going to stop playing? When are you going to earn some monthly real money? Well, it's not about money. It's not about the hours spent. It's not about the things. It's about the music. And if you believe in your own music, don't care at all what others think. If you think it's good enough, it's good enough. And just keep trying until everyone else finds that it's very good as well.
Absolutely.
So you need to stick with it, even when you get refused and turned on. I mean, hell, Beatles even got turned down, and Queen got kicked out, and well. So,
they didn't stop though, did they? Sorry.
No, they didn't, and I will never do that. And if anyone is thinking about leaving music or stopping playing, well, they can send me a message and I will talk them out of it.
Yeah. I would tend to agree. Like, I come from a different direction of music. I don't play, but I do. I'm a promoter. I do. I own a events over here, and people, there are people that have, you know, as you have said, that have been in my life that are, you know, well, when are you going to stop doing that? When are you going to grow up? I'm like, I'm in my mid-30s. I don't need to. This is my life, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, you don't need to prove anything to anybody. If that is your life and it's who you are, then yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
And people should respect that, because if someone said, "Oh, hello, I'm a doctor," should I say, "Oh, but when are you going to get a real job then?"
Absolutely. Yeah.
But stop playing the keyboard, man. Don't do that kind of strange work.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very sound advice. So
Yep.
relatable.
It's on your shoulder, life is just a bitch. Your friends cannot be found. Taking one more step now, but you are sure to fail. It's such a crimson sky.